Okay, in this video I'm going to explain what you're doing in weekly exercise 5. So let me find it really quickly here. All right, weekly exercise 5. So in this assignment, you're going to read this article called Paranormal Psychologist. It's a scan of an article from Discover Magazine, and your job is to fulfill the 4 criteria that I've listed here. Summarize the article's main points. A lot of times students will ask me how long this summary should be. People have different writing styles, and so it's hard for me to say exactly what your word count or your number of paragraphs or sentences needs to be. But what I can say is I've read the article and I'll know whether you've hit the main points. What is the article trying to convey to us? There are several issues that you want to make sure that you hit on. Then number 2, you're going to provide at least one thing from the article that you agreed with or that you support, something that you really liked and thought, yeah, I agree with that. And explain why. One thing that's always implied in these lists of questions is, and explain why. Number 3, provide at least one thing from the article that surprised you or that you disagreed with, and again, explain why. And at least one thing. I mean, there may be more than one thing that it surprises you or that you disagree with. And then relate at least one concept from the article to something from this chapter of the text that we're covering during this section, which is chapter 5. So I'm trying to tie it together with the chapter where we were discussing correlations and spurious correlations. So keep that in mind as you're reading your article and try and tie it to something that was introduced. And I mentioned a principle from the text because the text talks about some things that I didn't get to that might be better things to tie to, better concepts to tie to this paranormal psychologist article than the things that I talked about in the PowerPoints. So make sure you read the textbook and tie it to this paranormal psychologist article. Here's your rubric. So make sure that you're hitting the main points. You'll notice that most of your points in a single setting are being tied to the summarization of the article. So make sure that you're doing a comprehensive, that you're hitting the main points. And then you're getting 2 points for providing an article that you agree, something that you agree with, 2 points for something that you're surprised or disagree with, and relating it to something from the text is also worth 2 points. So that one's pretty straightforward. So as usual, let me know if you have any questions, but otherwise that's all I expect. Alrighty. See you in chapter 6.